You can forsake the apron if you want to embrace the mess. True. It's true. Gonna need to actually mop. Gosh darn it. So I can't just leave the dogs to eat that. That'd actually be very bad. Also, I think Sharp's third friend, which they haven't revealed yet, is Hedgemole. The silhouette is small and has horns. Also, the maggot says he was sleeping when he stole the armor, so maybe the third guy is Hedgemole. That's just my guess. That would actually be incredible if... That would be incredible. Not so far-fetched if Hedgemole was the size of a maggot. The maggot's able to pilot the armor, so why does Hedgemole have to be big enough to fit in the armor? I'm in Colorado. This is where I'm at. Man, that would be amazing. That would be so cool if Sharp's little friend there was Hedgemole. Like, holy cow, I don't often think about Hedgemole, but that idea that Hedgemole actually is tiny, just like a maggot, is amazing. Colorado. That's right, Colorado. It's rad, yo. Yep. Good old state where weed is legal. Look. Oh, so you revealed it to him, but not me after I tracked you with weather. You tracked me. I thought you didn't even need to. I mean, obviously size doesn't mean much in the world. It's true. I don't know anything about Colorado. It's a weed state. I'm sorry, Art. I thought you had tracked me. Oh, I think I just wanted to make it trickier for you to track me because you were trying to track me via the weather. So I wanted to give you a challenge. Not just be like, haha, I'm right here. Here's the answer to your puzzle. But also, memes just simply asked. I must go now. Have a nice Valentine's Day, everyone. Alrighty, ASC, you too. Thank you so much for swinging by the stream. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Yeah, this is the funny bit. This is where kind of like all the, where we just kind of wait. All the chaos of the kitchen is finally done. Whoa! Ha! I say, wow. The universe is quite impressive. There I was saying the chaos of the kitchen is finally done, just as I almost dropped a 5-pound bag of flour on my face. That would have been nuts. You said, it's funny to look how people try to guess where I am or something like that. Oh, well then I was just being a jerk then. Next time just ask me directly. Then that was me being a jerk. And I am sorry. I'm trying to be more understanding and less of a jerkwad lately. Yeah, tragedy narrowly avoided, right? Before realizing the Hedgemole could be small, I originally thought that the maggot had killed him, took off the head, and then controlled the armor through the dead body, which made me sad before a friend told me it could just be small. Ooh! That is dark, Purity. I had never thought of it that way, that the maggot was controlling Hedgemole's armor through Hedgemole's dead body. That is twisted. Amazing, but twisted. Holy cow. Holy cow. All right, let me get our decorating plate, which we're gonna decorate our cake with. Can at least start getting some of these supplies together. Gonna use our... Apparently this is called an offset spatula. I don't know, just flat. Definitely sounds like a Star Team Cherry would do. True. There are a lot of dark themes in the game itself, so I wouldn't have been surprised if that's what they said. This is the real thing. But the idea that Hedgemole is just tiny is really interesting to me, and really makes sense. Oh, beautiful. Oh, beautiful. This is cool now. I can use it to decorate. I'm gonna put the other cake now in the freezer so it cools down faster. Because it is still very warm. All right. So the other thing we're going to do is we're going to take this off. We got to separate this from where it's sitting because it's still sitting on a piece of the cake form pan. But because we greased and floured, it just comes off. It comes off like magic. So order your greased and floured product today. Operators are standing by. No substitutions, extensions, or refunds. Call 1-888-888-8888. Cash on delivery. The other fun thing we get to do is, I don't know if you can see this right now, but I'm going to try to highlight it a little bit, is that the cake has like a bump to it. Again, because it rose and then it collapsed a little bit. So what I'm going to try to do now is flatten that out as best as I can. That's going to require a knife. A very big knife. A very big serrated knife. But you know what this means? It means that all of this cake I'm slicing off right now, I get to eat it right now. Because I thought it was like how maggots could make dead animals move just by crawling around in them. I hate that it was the first idea I had. It's okay, Purity. Honestly, it's a pretty great idea. And you are not wrong. I mean, like from that perspective, if enough maggots infest a body, yup, that's the body looks like it's moving. So it's pretty smart. Chocolate cake. Okay, so actually this is still fairly warm. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to separate this out, which it's fairly level. But I'm going to set this back on the, set this back on the cooling rack. Get it back into the fridge, let it cool off some more. And we'll continue to wait for the bread, which only has 1 minute to go. So the bread's almost done. And then we'll give it an attempt at decorating the cake. That's fair, memes. I get it. I mean, I'm making a ton of food. Murder the cake. So good. So good. Gimme. They're closer, but around is faster. No idea what that means. That cake is in pieces. Plate. That plate looks like it once had a cake. Oh yeah. No, yeah. I'll do. This piece. This stuff I'll at least keep off the floor because it's true. I appreciate that purity. Well. That means the bread is done. So, the time it's taken us to make a cake from scratch and bake this cake. The only thing we haven't been able to do to this cake yet, and the time that it's taken us to make bread. Here is the bread. Second camera. Is make a loaf of bread. And that is a basic, it's true, it's a loaf. It is a loaf. And that is a basic white bread loaf. Another thing to note is that Sharp and that weird flying guy look like they're from the White Palace, meaning that maybe that the Pale King is sending them there to capture her for some reason, and we also back up the idea of the third person being Hedgemole as he is a knight to the Pale King. That's a very, that's a very interesting theory, Davey. And I'm very excited to find out how, close that could be. Yes, the bread has been attained, and thanks to the fact that we buttered the heck out of the bread pan. Oh, no issue removing it from the bread pan. And look at that nice golden bottom.
Oh, that looks beautiful.
I don't know if you can hear that. I'm going to rap on this real quick. You hear that? Do you hear that? It sounds delicious, doesn't it? Looks delicious, doesn't it?
Tastes very good.
Yes, it is. Thank you. I'm very excited to frost it. Sorry for what is going on there. I'm about to attain bread. You can set up OBS whenever you want to, or just don't turn it on yet. I love homemade bread so much. It's so good. It's so good. Homemade bread is so good. Again, it doesn't last as long as, preservative-laden bread, but it is so good. Oh, it's so tasty. Oh, God, I want some so much. The bread has been attained. Why did the king kill his daughter? Might have forgot. He is a jerk. It's true. There's certainly no limit to the amount of jerkiness the Pale King could assert. I mean, his house is full of buzzsaws, for Pete's sake. The Pale King hates anything fluffy. Though then again, why does he hate Hornet? Hornet's kind of sharp and pointy. Does putting butter on a pan and frying dumplings work the same way as well? It should. I mean, it should. I don't know why it wouldn't. I know that, whenever I fry something, I certainly grease the pan. I tend to use a lot of bacon grease for that sort of thing, but it should be working. Smash the bread into the screen so you can share it with the class. Come on. Okay, here we go. You ready? 1, 2, 3. There you go. There you go. Sorry, honey. There we go. I currently crave bread. Well, like I was saying, if you were able to follow along, you can also, you can get ow, my face. If you want, I also would recommend searching Pinterest for stuff. They've got tons of recipes on there. Obviously, you could just Google recipes for it too. I did show you what book I got it from, but you can certainly find recipes online for free. So if you want to put that together, you certainly can. You can make your own. Having an electric mixer or a stand mixer certainly is the easiest option, but you can do all of this by hand. You know, if you don't have the supplies for it, you can do all this by hand if you want. I could not. Hornet can throw with Buzzsaw, so maybe she upgraded the White Palace to kill the king. That is true. One of her tools was a Buzzsaw. I thought that was pretty cool how it just essentially just sawed through several enemies. Like, I'm very excited about that. Finally some vengeance for the Buzzsaws. Yeah, it does kind of make more sense that Hornet would want to kill the Pale King rather than the other way around. Oh yes. Oh yes. It is time. Okay, you can get off this thing now. It is time to decorate. So let's grab our handy dandy giant bowl of frosting. I'm gonna move the bread. Nah, forget it. The bread can stay there. Plus, we don't know if this is in the past, present, or future. So if the Pale King is trying to capture a Hornet, it could be from the past if she ran away or tried to escape Hallownest. The Pale King would want to keep his methods on creating void creatures a secret to himself after all. Now, that's it. I mean, that's it. I don't exactly agree with that. Predominantly because Queen Vespa knew what we were doing. Or who we were. Like, Queen Vespa knew what the Pale King did. So I don't know if he really was trying to keep it secret from everyone. Well, maybe he was trying to keep it secret from everyone and just was okay with, like, the ultra-powerful knowing or something. So again, this cake also has a bit of a bump to it. So we must kill it. So we're going to take our handy-dandy, really sharp knife, our handy-dandy serrated blade here, and done. Ow. And now we have essentially another flat cake. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm actually going to flip this one over. Soon. I'm going to flip this one over soon. Just remember what else I needed to do here. But it is still possible, Purity, that was exactly what he was trying to do. He really was just trying to keep it a secret. You know, the Pale King is an enigma wrapped in a conundrum encased in an onion. It's a very strange, like, we have no real understanding of what is going through that jerk's mind. But who cares? It's time to frost this thing. Let's do this. She doesn't have a dream nail, though, so how would she get to the palace anyway? Well, the king could have brought her there before it was in the dream realm. Also that, before the Pale King kicked it into the dream realm to escape the radiance, because why stick around and be responsible for your actions when you can just run? Oh, look at this. We're even picking up the frosting. The frosting in between the cakes is picking up all the... It's going to pick up all the crumbs from the top of this cake. It's going to be wonderful. An onion. Yeah, right? I mean, if you're, like, eating onions just raw, and I mean, like, no salad dressing, nothing, you're just eating an onion raw, that can be painful. And I think it fits the Pale King just right. The big jerk. Whoops. I want this to be a somewhat thick layer. So I'm taking my time putting a whole lot of frosting in here. This is going to be in between the layers. All right. Now I'm going to put the other cake layer on top. Call raw onions painful, just a little spicy. Fair enough. I am an onion. If you look deeper, I'm the same, but with more moisture. All right, so there's our 2 tiers. Mostly in form of blood. Well, you see, I cut an onion and I cry, but if I cut the Pale King, I'll laugh. He deserves it. It's fair. I agree with that statement, Sailmate. I think the Pale King deserves whatever punishment he gets. Because that guy is a monster. And I know, it was for the greater good and saving the kingdom and so on and so forth. But he was saving the kingdom from himself. It's his fault. He's the one who showed up and was like, hey, I like what the Radiance is doing and all, but I think I'm going to come over here and take over instead. And then, you know, yeah, the Radiance isn't the hero either, because the Radiance, you know, could have attempted to just be like, oh, I'm sorry, Pale King. Are you trying to do something that I don't want you to do? Well, I'm going to murder you now. But instead, she was all like, I'm going to murder everyone. I was like, oh, that wasn't the right choice. That wasn't the right call. The right call is murder the guy that wronged you, not everyone else. Except the guy that wronged you. Meanwhile, the Void's just sitting there going, should we do something about this? I don't know. Do you want to do anything about this? I don't know. Maybe? Seems like a lot of work. Maybe we'll just let it go. Let's just see what happens when they kill each other. Yeah, that works. Now, it definitely helps to have a plate that you can spin. Certainly for these portions where you're trying to, you know, put on the edges here. It's not going to be... I'm going to try to make this the prettiest cake I can. I'm going to try my best. Was the Pale King just lying that whole time? So how come the people outside Howling have a free mind? Was the Pale King just lying? I think the Pale King was lying that whole time. I don't think proximity to the Pale King meant a free mind. I think by comparison to the Radiance, yes, I do think the Pale King showed up and was like, hey, who wants to be freed from a collective? But he didn't ask that. He just simply did it. You know? And there's no evidence. There's not, you know, enough evidence to convince me that every bug hated being in the Radiance's collective. Not every bug is saying, oh, this is scary. And even if bugs are saying it's scary, we could argue that that's because they're talking about the Radiance after she got mad. There's nothing saying that those bugs are like, oh, the Radiance is scary, back when they were in the hive mind. We're finding them post-hive mind when Radiance was nuts and murderous. So yeah, it makes sense to me that many bugs would be like, oh, the light is very scary, I don't want to be near the light, because the light is killing everyone. Perfection, oh, thank you. It looks like an Oreo. Yay, thank you, Pecky. Looks nice. I disagree. The Pale King is not only a monster. There are no heroes in Hollow Knight. Everyone is bad guys. So by Hollow Knight standards, the Pale King is just a normal person. That's fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, there's I don't know. There are some heroes. I will say there are some heroes in Hollow Knight, but there are definitely not a lot. Like Ogrim. Come on. What has Ogrim done aside from smell really bad? Come on. But also a polygam. None of these higher beings have any moral compass. Actually, let me do this. See? Ogrim. Exactly. Quirrell did have his mind outside of it. Yeah. Yeah, Quirrell was able to keep his mind. Zote was able to keep his mind. That's why I think I think the king was just spouting propaganda to try to keep people there. You know, I mean, and yeah, certainly the White Lady. Hey, Nick, welcome back to the stream, noob. Happy Valentine's Day to you. You know, I don't think the White Lady is a hero at all. I mean, sure, she has now isolated herself from the kingdom, but that was after partaking in the genocide of her children. So, you know, I mean, she is doing better than the Pale King in that she is essentially trying to take a little bit of responsibility for her actions and not just running away and hiding. But not much more. You know, we don't know much about Dryia. We don't know much about Hegemol. Although Quirrell had been in Hallownest and got a mind, so maybe the bugs there have all been in Hallownest before and got a mind. It is possible in that case that, like, we could argue that maybe Zote did come from Hallownest. Maybe. And then he disappeared into, you know, the wildlands or the outlands of Hallownest. Some of his dream dialogue and some of his precepts could be interpreted that way. I certainly know that there are people who will say that Zote is a vessel based on the fact that he references trying to impress a father, and it is clearly presented that the Pale King is the worst father on the planet. So, or at least one of the worst fathers on the planet. So I know a lot of people will draw parallels between them, but I'm not entirely sure. I mean, I think it'd be funny if Zote's a vessel, but I don't know if he really is. I would laugh because that's just a hilarious idea. Now, in reality, decorating a cake should not take this long. I kind of feel like the Radiance and the Pale King both had a goal, and the Void, while on the same level of goodness, is acting by instinct. It wouldn't even have gotten involved at all if the Pale King did an experiment like that. Probably. I think you might be right about that. That the Void, as I call the Void, I think in my Radiance video, they are or Radiance lore video, the Void is just a force of nature. And yeah, I don't think it would have gotten involved at all. Man, this is spreading This is spreading harder than the frosting I made yesterday, but it's sticking better than the frosting I made yesterday, which is why it's spreading harder today, or harder to spread. But I'll take it because I think it's going to hold its shape a little bit better, and we'll just call this a naked cake. That's a thing. And just be like, there, it's a naked cake. The end. Close enough. At some point, I usually have to just say, "Yep, I'm done trying to frost this thing. It ain't perfect, but pretty great. Oh, goodness. Walls O text. Walls O text. Hang on. I would have come early, but I had to do an x-ray. What did... Fair enough, Nick. Cake looks good. What did Root even do? She's like, oh, you need my eggs? Sure, take them. Well, she did. Even if she did that, she knows what else she did. Like, she knows what else happened after that. Actually, what Leia does take responsibility. She's diminished her powers, basically resigned from being a god. I would call her that, at least acknowledging her wrongdoings. Oh yeah, she acknowledges it, and that's why I'm saying she's at least taking steps, more steps than the Pale King has. Pale King was like, this has gone badly. I'm gone. Bye. Good luck, everybody. Okay, yeah, now I'm just fussing. So now I'm making things worse. Anywho, actually, that's it. We're done. We're done with our baking today, so that's gonna be the end of it. Yeah, I personally see it as like a three-way war between Void, Radiance, and Pale King. Pale King wronged Radiance, who then thinks that all of Helen has betrayed her and is unleashing her wrath with the infection. And the Void I see as a third party who's been wronged by both sides. Pale King's the experiment with Void and made vessels, and Radiance because she's been fighting against it and keeping the Void trapped underground. Yes. Void is a force of nature given focus thanks to Godmaster. Hoopla. It's true. Yeah, just backstep. It's coming. By the way, Mossback Zilza made a video on the trailer. You can still make a video before him. Awesome. Which is probably not going to end horribly. Right? Also, I'm currently trying to complete Godmaster. I'm working on the bindings right now. Ooh, good luck, Davey. Good luck. Art summarized how I damaged my back. I slipped on a step and landed hard on my tailbone. Oh no! I'm sorry to hear that, Nick. That's rough. Like right now I'm on Pantheon 2. Awesome, Davey. Good luck. Also, higher beings, these bugs for him are like squirrels to you. Or squirrels to us, yeah. Second Pantheon is easiest. I mean, it's certainly the final boss is. I would say Shio is probably, out of all of the final bosses of Pantheon, is probably the easiest one to deal with. At least simplest. You know, there's very little extra stuff to account for in Shio's fight. Shio's fight is a single phase, so on and so forth. If I would be the squirrel kind, with some weird stuff. When are you going to eat the cake and bread? When am I going to eat those? Later. I actually did have some bread earlier, though. As part of my demonstration of the structure inside the bread. I did have some. But yes, I'll be eating those later. We will find out next week on Total Drama Island! Awesome. Oh yeah, right. Since last stream, I managed to do the first Pantheon with all bindings at once. That's fantastic, Snow. Good job. Yeah. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me today, noobs. I know this was very weird, very new, very cool thing. I greatly appreciate it that you took the time to be here and hang out with me as we baked for the first time. I hope you enjoyed the baking show. There will probably be more in the future, just not soon. Gotta piece together what I'm gonna do next. Make yourself a sandwich. Yeah, the bindings will be my end. Yeah, the bindings are just rough. All right. I will cut open. I will cut open the bread. Do you want a slice of the cake?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. All right. We're gonna cut open the cake. We're gonna cut open the bread. You guys can at least see the internal structures of both, and we'll go from there. And we'll call it and be all done and stuff. If this ever gets uploaded to YouTube, I'll probably cut all this. But because you're on stream, you'll get to see this. Working on the red cloak. The red from your avatar works better than I thought. That's wonderful. Thank you, Snow. All right, here goes the bread. Here goes the bread. Oh, listen to that. Oh, listen to that going through that crust. Oh, that crust is delicious. Oh, look at that. Look at that. It's gorgeous. Ooh, it's nice and warm. Oh, that's good. Yep, that's going to go very well with butter. And peanut butter and toasted. All that. Alright, now it's time for a piece of cake. That was weird. You okay? That was weird. It's delicious bread. Oh, with honey. Yeah, with honey too. Pascal, I will see you later. Oh, Salmi, thank you again for the bits. I truly appreciate that. Now here we go. Oh gosh, this cake is so tall that this knife actually doesn't fit. Okay. Okay, it's got a bit of a crust on it. Here, this way there you can see this as it comes out. Oh, there we go. Okay, now I gotta settle this down and put it on a plate. Pop. I will absolutely do that, Snow. I will do that obviously a bit later. But there's the cake. Look at that beautiful structure right there. Oh, very thick cake. Awesome, Art. I will have to take a look at all of that. It is very thick. So let's see how this cuts in. I have to resist, but cake is beautiful. Oh, look at this delicious bite. Oh, it's gone. So the cake explicitly is taking a bowl of oatmeal. It kind of is. Kind of actually is. The cake is a devil's food cake. So it's not just a chocolate cake. So if you're looking for a recipe on the internet, look for devil's food cake. That would be the recipes you're searching for. Now let's see how it tastes with the frosting involved. If you like the color of the cloak, I'll keep it like that and the rest of the sprites. All right. I'll absolutely let you know, Snow. That's so cool. Thank you. Interesting. So the flavor of the frosting is a bit more intense because crazy enough, I guess the coconut cream, that I had yesterday when I tried it yesterday, kind of tempered the flavor a bit. Man watches starving subjects and eats cake. Yep, just call me Marie Antoinette right now. Let them eat cake. Why would they not eat cake? Who does not love cake? Everyone loves cake. If I could stuff this through the internet and somehow feed all of you, I would stuff it through the internet and feed all of you. Anyway, that turned out really nice. But this time around, yeah, the frosting is like a really intense sugar flavor. So I guess the coconut cream kind of helped temper that last time. Unfortunately, the coconut cream version didn't spread worth a darn, so couldn't keep it. All right. Anyway, sounds like a good plan, Packy. I'm gonna go as well. Thank you again, everyone, for joining me today. I hope you all had fun. I will be back. This man's row Gordon Ramsay's cookbook. I will be back on Saturday. Most likely with more Ori and the Blind Forest. Same time though. I will same channel, and I will see you all later. Take care, noobs. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your days.